Hey, it's that 70s rock fan. I'm just doing a little live stream test. Not entirely sure if it's working or not. But at some point you gotta try this stuff out and you gotta see what happens. And I may have 0 viewers. I may always have 0 viewers, but one day I want to get into the live streaming business. So, suddenly setting up Streamlabs, putting on an avatar, getting a webcam connected, checking the microphone works. Can I switch between the screens? Hey, Six, how are you? This isn't going to be very exciting, my friend. I'm just going to be testing this all out, see if I can get this stuff to work. Now, obviously the audio is working. I am going to go with the webcam and let's see if we can get that to work too. So let's transition that. And can you see me, my friend? Hopefully you can. Sitting here in all my splendor. Hey, just another red shirt. How are you, sir? It's welcome to my first ever attempt at live streaming. Not sure how long I'm going to run, what I'm going to do, but I really wanted to try out. First of all, can I get my face up on the screen? Does that bit of Streamlabs work? Can I get the mic to work? Can I switch between my avatar and my live picture? And maybe how can I throw up my desktop as well, throw some pictures up and so on. Slightly trickier for me is I don't have another monitor. I've just got my big 65-inch Samsung screen up on the wall, which size is everything. And yeah, thanks for letting me know, Six. You can see me, and I should probably do a proper test. In fact, I don't know if I can even see myself if I switch over to switch. Oh yeah, I am live. I'm going to try and probably send myself into a complete echo here. I can see myself. Wow. No, that looks not too bad yet. Well, I mean, I don't look great, but as you say, I'm framed nicely. Cool, great. Thanks for popping in, guys, just to help me out with that. I really appreciate it. And clearly, you guys have got notifications or something going on. So I am going to try then. That's huge. Yeah. Hey, I've only got 3 inches, but I've heard that they like it that wide. So, I have to get one of those mixing boxes. You can set up the audio and video clips on and just hit those. So what I'm going to try now is, God knows if this is going to work. I'm going to try switching over to displaying my desktop a little bit. So here we go to see if this works. So I don't know if I'm going to hit the right button or not. So don't go away. We're going to see if this happens. Depends on how much of a lag there is between the well, no, nothing. I thought I had enabled a view of my desktop. Close that. Let me try this again. Ta-da! That might work. Hang on. I hadn't clicked the what's the word? The transition button on Streamlabs. This is literally today the first time I have attempted to use Streamlabs. So it's all trial and error. But yeah, you guys are Six. You're probably how am I supposed to? It's in the wash. Oh, there we go. Something may be happening. No, nearly. No. Oh, no, I didn't want to show me because that's we're going to get a loop. So, for instance, there's an image up there of the movie The Father, which I saw recently. Really enjoyed it. I certainly wanted to do a little bit of a live stream chat about that. But not having a second monitor here, this is going to be a slight issue because I can't see whether you guys can see what I've got up on screen and whether or not you're still talking to me, but I'm assuming you are right now. So I'll just check back in with my OBS and see that. There's my Discord screen. We don't want that. I'm going to boomer this. I just know it. And transition, ta-da, back to that. So, did I share anything at all? 6 was my actual browser on screen at any point. You saw it. Okay, great. Yeah, you could see it. So yeah, the problem for me with that is, and I'm going to need to figure this out probably with a split screen on the TV, is how can I see what's going on in Streamlabs whilst I'm showing or sharing my browser or desktop. So I'll figure that out, I'm sure. But yeah, that was the movie The Father, which I really enjoyed immensely. And you know, I know I'm a nerdy guy. I like science fiction, but I like a lot of other movies. And that one, although it's a drama, for me had a very, because of the nature of the material, dementia being the subject, it was there was a lot of unreality in it. It was almost like a psychological horror at times. You didn't know what was real. You didn't know what the character, Anthony Hopkins' character, whether he knew what was real or not because of the nature of his condition. So, was he living the here and now, or was he seeing something in the past? Was he mixing things up? There was definitely a really an unreal edge to it, which I enjoyed. Yeah, don't worry, there are no, there will be none of the prawn tabs. I can assure you. And yeah, I get what you're saying about the private messages, chat, etc. The only thing is I had Discord open there. I could close that, as I don't do Twitter or anything like that. Unlikely to be any of that up there, but yeah, maybe some Discord stuff. But yeah, so how's your day going, 6? Is it going well? Yeah, so yeah, and in terms of the subject matter, we all know that Hollywood has certainly been pushing a lot of made-up problems onto us over the last few years. Dementia and related conditions is a real issue, and that's why that movie particularly appealed to me. I see, you work in healthcare. I've actually, for many years, I've been involved with dementia charities, such as Alzheimer's Society, and fundraising, serving on boards, president, etc., of local chapters, and obviously have family connections with the condition. So, hey, Richard, thanks for letting me know. So, I'm interested when Hollywood actually, of course, it's not really Hollywood. This was a British-French co-production, so I shouldn't tag it with the term Hollywood, but certainly it got the Oscar for Anthony Hopkins. But at least it's a real topic with a real life issue, and one that's growing. I mean, it's an issue that's growing because of the aging population. Yeah, so hey, hopefully doing your chores, 6, you can listen to me rant for a little bit longer. So yeah, nice to see the movie industry tackling a real issue, in my opinion, one that actually is a real problem. And there's been a number of other productions over the years which I felt really dealt with the issue well. There was a Canadian movie. Yeah, I hear your Ed shirt, and that's why I got involved because of family with the dementia, because of family issues. My father had a form of dementia, passed away last year. My mother's suffering from it. Admittedly, they were very, weren't younger sufferers, but sufferers are getting younger and younger, and it's growing, and we don't exactly know why. So the father appealed to me. There was a Canadian movie a few years ago called Away From Her with Gordon Pinsent and Julie Christie. Fantastic movie. And of course, recently we've had some really good television portrayals, which is the third season of True Detective. Wallander final season, and if you think about it, of course, the detective, from the point of view of a detective, Alzheimer's is or dementia is a big issue. So they portrayed those two shows quite well, I thought. But the father, yeah, astoundingly good in my opinion. A very, very early. Yeah, I've met a few sufferers from early onset. As I say, I got involved with a local Alzheimer's chapters wherever I've been, and even chaired a board for a while. Done a lot of fundraising. I actually had a whiskey tasting fundraiser, which is still going in the town that I used to live in. Excellent way to raise cash, and it's a growing issue, and one that's because a lot of it affects older people. Unlike many other charitable issues, it doesn't get the attention I think that it should do. I hesitate to say sexy charities, but some of the bigger ones, some of the global corporate ones, are much sexier. I'll put that in inverted commas. Whereas dementia is always that thing that people really didn't want to talk about. So hence I got involved personally. But yeah, in terms of movie and TV depictions, it's good to see some attention being paid to the issue. And I'm going to switch back here to my browser if I can. Just switch this off, transition to that. Let's see how we get on. I'll figure this out how to do it slickly in future. But yeah, Hopkins did a fantastic performance. Now, the film, I believe, was directed by a first-time director who was actually the guy who wrote and directed the original play, Florian Zeller. And he's more of a playwright, novelist, and they gave him they let him direct the movie because it's his story, and I think he did a fantastic job. Now you can tell the stage origins of it very much in that it's very much a closed set. There's not many sets, and that in fact though works to its advantage in my opinion. They played with the set to show the unreal, the changing nature of reality for Hopkins. Although you don't really know, and you can't really tell until much later in the movie, whether or not his perception is what we're seeing, or whether we're seeing things sometimes through the eyes of the people around him, particularly Olivia Colman as his daughter. But I found that if, let's say, you were not a fan of drama movies and small scale drama movies like this, that let's say you were a person that was into more nerdy films, if I can put it that way, it's a terrible way to put it. I think you'd get a lot out of this because of the feeling of there's a very unreal feeling to it, and it does play with your you're looking at the setting. Is that the same? Does things look the same as they did 2 minutes ago? Wasn't that wall a different color? Wasn't that painting a different painting or somewhere else? And then of course he experiences the people around him changing. Like he sees them changing, different. All of a sudden, it's not his daughter; it's somebody else. But she's saying the words his daughter said, and that really does play with you throughout the movie. It leaves you in this incredible feeling of unrealness. I don't want to give away for those who haven't seen it, and yeah, spoilers. I don't want to see what happens, but it does come to a conclusion that explains a lot of what's been happening to him, and whether or not certain things did or didn't happen. Fantastic cast, though. I mean, Hopkins absolutely deserved his Oscar. I mean, Oscars are not something I'm very keen on in the last many years, but they got this one absolutely right, and he is, as an actor that one of these guys are definitely going to miss when he's gone. Hopefully, that won't be for a long time. When I think back to things like The Elephant Man, which was absolutely magnificent movie, where he almost played the straight role in a sense, to John Hurt's portrayal of the Elephant Man himself, but he had such pathos and humanity in that. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic actor. Also going back to things like Legends of the Fall, a beautiful, beautiful movie. Not to mention his absolutely brilliant turn for me in The Mask of Zorro, where he is playing the elder Zorro. He absolutely, and he looked great with the long hair, I have to say. Fantastic, fantastic range, comedic and action range in that one. And obviously as Odin, brilliant, brilliant actor. And I mean, I'm used to seeing him. I saw him many years ago in British television shows. So yeah, definitely a guy we're going to miss over the years. So once he's gone, but he's been a big favourite. So yeah, but what can I say? And also, obviously, another fantastic one was The Bounty with starring opposite Mel Gibson. And I love that because he really portrayed a guy that started out as amenable, friendly, very friendly with Fletcher, but changed as the movie went on. And not necessarily unsympathetically. I felt he was very sympathetic in his portrayal of Bly, who was in real life is a very interesting character. So yeah, so let me just flip back to my beautiful visage for you. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, I did come up with an interesting concept for fundraising because for Alzheimer's, in that, and not that I wanted to promote the use of excessive use of alcohol, of course, which is a problem, particularly for in dementias, but being Scottish, having worked in the whiskey industry for many years, I thought, how can I put on a fun event that's going to attract a lot of high rollers? They're going to put a lot of money in the pot for the charity. Let's have a malt whiskey tasting. And I used some of my contacts to get from the business to come in and do it, and brought the booze and so on. And it turned out to be a fantastic event, one that continues, I believe, to this day. I moved on from that town, but and we could have some fun while raising some cash, which always helps. Yeah, I got a lot of attention and raised a lot of money through that. I was very proud of it. So there you have it. I certainly want to, once I've mastered Streamlabs a little bit, or do a proper discussion on the father and have a few other little things up my sleeve I want to talk about live stream wise. So, and get a couple of guests on perhaps. So I'm going to wrap this one up because I think I've actually proved out that I can at least get the webcam, the microphone, and some display on screen going. And I will now go up and read a little bit more on Streamlabs and see how to do some other stuff. And particularly as I say, I got to figure out how can I get stuff up on the screen there but actually see what I'm seeing from my browser. Otherwise, you guys might just be seeing absolutely nothing. But I'm very thanks very much, Redshirt and Six, for joining me and listening to my inane dribbling through this this test. And maybe Six, I will, yeah, if we hook up, maybe you can help me out with a more extensive. Yeah, thanks, my friend. I certainly think I'm sounding okay. I'm not sure about the looks. But yeah, you can maybe help me out with a future planned stream. And hell, I'm gonna have to get some wrenches and stuff. So thanks, Six. Yeah. But it's been fun. I think 20 minutes. I managed to be able to ramble on for 20 minutes. So with a little bit of planning, I could probably do an hour or two. So particularly if I can get the subject matter nailed. Like as I say, I do want to do a more in-depth look at the father. Finally, enough on Latino Slant's stream earlier. He was talking about seeing the stage play with Alfred Molina in it. That would have been good too. Another fabulous actor, particularly his Doc Ock in Spider-Man. Probably one of the best villain performances ever. Why, thank you, Six. You look great too, even though I can't see you. So yeah, thanks, gents. Six and Redshirt, I'll definitely catch up with you guys later. Appreciate you joining me very much, and I'm sure we will do it again soon. So